April 1st, 2014. From Salt Lake City, Utah, this is episode 44 of You Can Bet on That. Hi, everybody. Welcome to You Can Bet on That, a podcast for the recreational gambler. My name is Mark Duvall, and sitting next to me is Dr. Mike.
Hello.
So, a pretty good trip to the casino this last weekend.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
So, we've been talking about how the fire bet in craps, which is a very hard bet to win, you have to roll all the unique points, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. You have to...
Same shooter.
Same shooter. You have to establish all those points and make them.
Yeah.
And it pays $1,000 for one.
Yep, so they have a max $5 bet.
Right.
So the max you can win is $5,000.
Yep, exactly. So we were out there on Friday, and I can't even think of the guy's name that's always out there. Vince. Got the dice and rolled all 6 numbers. It was about, like a 45-minute roll?
About 45 minutes, yep.
And won it all to $1,000 for one.
Finally, we hit all 6 numbers.
Yep. And then I guess it was about an hour later, you got the dice.
Yep.
And you rolled all 6 numbers for the fire bet.
Oh my God, 2 in one night. Unbelievable.
Finally.
We were on cloud 9.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, too, when you got the dice, yours was fast. Vince, it took a while.
Yeah, no, I did mine quick.
Yours was quick. I think it was like a total of 10 rolls.
10 rolls.
And you had the whole thing.
Won them all.
That was
10
great.
rolls. It was just back to back to back.
Yeah.
6, 6, 8, 8, 4, 4. Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah. So finally we can say that monkey's off our back. So we're very excited.
10,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good. I probably won about $50 for the night.
Yeah.
Because the other shooters it wasn't quite as good.
Right.
Did you win for the night?
No, I actually ended up losing for the night.
Yeah.
But, I was just excited to win the fire bet.
Sure. It was nice to at least win. Yeah. That was good. So finally we got that. Yeah. So, baseball season started.
Exactly. Yeah. Baseball season. It's wonderful. The Padres are 1-0 at this point. They won their first game Sunday night.
Nice.
And, my brother happened to be in Vegas last week for some work stuff, and I told him, make a bet for me on the Padres to win the whole thing.
To win the World Series.
Win the World Series.
Bet,
go all the way, yeah.
Okay.
So he was at Planet Hollywood, and he went into Sportsbook there, and the best he could find for the Padres was 2-5.
Yeah, for the World Series.
To win the World Series. Yeah, highly favored to win the World Series.
Yeah.
So I had given him $5,000 and I thought, I don't want a 2-5, So they have an over-under line where you can bet the total number of wins for the season.
Right.
Yeah, and the over-under for the Padres was 120 wins.
120 out of 162 games, right? Yeah.
Right, yeah. 120 wins. So I said to myself, that's not a bad bet because it's a straight up even money bet. You bet 5,000 if it hits.
Well, you bet it's 11 for one. You bet like 5,500 to win 5,000. But yeah.
It's closer.
Right.
So so I took the over. Because I'm picking them for like somewhere in the 130s wins, right? Yeah. So I took the over. So I've got that going, and they're 1-0 right now. So,
good. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I know so little about sports betting that it's kind of freaks me out a little bit. So I try to stay more towards the games at the casino. Blackjack and craps and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, I know this has happened to you too, but you'll be sitting at a blackjack table and you'll see some of the stupidest moves that people make.
Right.
And one of the stupidest to me is when a dealer's showing an ace, they offer insurance, right? Insurance that they against them having a blackjack, right? Nobody ever takes this bet. Yeah, and I cannot figure it out.
Right.
Because there are 2 big things, okay? First of all, a 10 is down is the most likely card that they can have.
You've already seen that they have an ace up.
Exactly. And the insurance pays 2-1.
Right.
It's not like it's an even money. So here the 10 is the most common card that they can have down.
Right.
And insurance pays 2-1.
Well, why do you think people don't take it?
Because they're stupid.
They just don't know.
Yeah, they're fools is what they are.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's the one bet in a casino where you actually have a huge edge on the house.
And people just never do it. I don't know if they're afraid of putting more money out there or what, but you never see it.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's why they continued to offer it. If people started taking it, it'd probably go away.
Yeah, they'd probably have to change the rules significantly in blackjack or just stop dealing it.
Just when an ace was up, they just collect. They don't even expose the other.
Yeah, really. They'd probably have to change rules. So I guess I'm glad people aren't making the bet.
Right. It's better for
so
us.
that I can continue to make the bet every time that I go, making the insurance bet.
Better for us.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah.
So speaking of, bets that people don't do that actually are in their favor, but they don't do, and the casino since offer them. Keno. That's why Keno's dying.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly.
Because people just don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't get, they go and they bet the 3 numbers on a Keno card or something, or they play a way ticket or something. Right. And instead, 20 spot.
Yeah.
A 20 spot's the way to go. You've got 20 options there.
Right.
I mean, the odds are so much in your favor. You only have to get 0, 1, or 2
to make money.
And
there are 80 numbers.
Yeah, there's 80 numbers.
They're drawing from a pool of 80 numbers.
Right.
So when you pick 20, that's 60 numbers, right? Left in that pool
that aren't good. Right?
60 out of 80?
Right.
Of course it's I don't know, Mike. You've played Keno quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's your card, is the 20 card.
Yeah, that 20 card's my card. I mean, when I'm down at the craps table, that's one reason I don't like Southern California resorts, as much as Vegas, because when I'm down in Vegas, I head to the Keno Lounge.
And it's funny, I'll tell you, there's not as much Keno now in restaurants, but that's where we usually like to play, right? Is when we go to a restaurant.
Oh, it kills 2 birds with 1 stone.
Mike,
you get to eat and win.
Every time I've had a meal with Mike and he's played Keno, we have not had to pay for the meal. The Keno wins pay for the meal.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Every time. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm forgetting once when it didn't happen, but pretty much every time.
Yeah, it's pretty much free money in a casino. And that's why they're kind of trying to phase it out. Without being real obvious, just close it down completely.
Right, because they're taking a hit on it.
They're taking a hit on it.
That's another thing.
It's affecting their bottom line.
And Mike, speaking of Keno, and this really bugs me, okay? Speaking of Keno, it's kind of like the lottery, right? And listeners know that we play the lottery all the time. Mm-hmm. I spend, I don't know, at least $500 a week playing the lottery. And what gets me is that people who go in and they go to like a 7-Eleven or something and say, "Oh, give me a quick play or a quick pick." Right. It is so stupid
to do your numbers.
Pick your, my God. And the thing, here's what you do. And
it's laziness. It's really just laziness. That's what
I track the numbers in the lottery to keep track of numbers that come up more than not. I mean, you're crazy if you're going to play the lottery and not do that.
There's a system to numbers.
Exactly. I do 2 things. Number 1, I bet 1 ticket. I bet on the numbers that come up a lot,
right?
Because they're going to come up more often.
Right.
And then I do another ticket for the numbers that don't come up that much, right? Because they're due.
They're due.
They're due to come up.
It's bound to happen at some point.
Right.
Yeah. In an infinite number of tickets, eventually they're all going to come up the same.
Right.
But if you're smart enough to track that, you can see the trends.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because numbers trend.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no question. And I like to kind of play birthdays.
Yeah.
Like the family's birthday and that kind of thing. Because if you look, those birthday numbers come up way more often than the other ones, right?
Well, it has to.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why people are born on those days, right?
Right, exactly. Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, some of the, getting back to Keno and numbers, some of the casinos, newer ones, they just they don't have Keno. And remember there was that quote from, about when he opened up Encore, how there is no goddamn way we're having Keno in this.
I know.
In this,
it was kind of a slap in the face to gamblers.
Yeah.
He's always known for kind of being out there and pushing the limits, but I remember that.
Yeah. He was dead set that there's not. We're not even going to offer it to begin with, and just get used to it. If you want to come to Encore, you will not be playing Keno.
I remember that press conference because it was. It kind of bugged me because it was. I watched Survivor, and about halfway into Survivor, they broke away for the special bulletin of when actually giving this announcement. And so I missed the whole last. So first of all, I'm angered at the news coming out of Wynn's mouth.
Right.
And then I missed the last part of Survivor.
Yeah. Well, and it's going to start a bad trend. More casinos are going to do that. Mm-hmm. And they're going to break into more shows with announcements.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
And it kills me. I still don't know what happened on that Survivor episode. I don't even know how I could find out. Somebody, I'm sure, got voted out. This was 5 years ago, 6 years ago? Yeah. I still don't know who got voted out on that episode.
There's no reason to watch the rest of the episode.
Oh, yeah. I stopped watching the whole season.
If you miss the first 5 minutes of Gunsmoke, forget it. Don't watch the rest.
That is such a complicated show. Yeah. I love watching it. They have it on some of some of these channels have the old programs.
The old programs, yeah.
Like that.
But if you don't catch the beginning, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense because you come in and it's so convoluted. Oh, my gosh. But I love the show. Don't get me wrong. It's just if you miss it. Yeah. Yeah. I used to watch that with my dad. Oh, but speaking of TV, this is good. This is coming out. It's not on now, but they announced it for this fall on CBS. On Tuesday nights during their whole 3-hour primetime block. Yeah. It's just going to be craps. And what it is it's just they've got 2 stationary cameras, one at each end of the craps table.
Right.
And it's live coverage of a craps game. Now, they haven't said which casino it's going to be. There's rumors that it's going to be Excalibur. Mm-hmm. And it's just one of those tables at Excalibur.
Well, Excalibur be good because they have that craps area is wide open. There's a lot of room there.
Yeah.
For the stadium seating.
Right.
Because I'm sure it'll be a live audience.
Right, exactly. But no commentators or anything. It's just the 2 cameras and they'll switch back and forth between the cameras. So it's not just one camera the whole time.
Right.
But it's just 3 hours so you can watch what's happening at the craps game at Excalibur.
Wow.
I think that's a great idea. And the thing that I've heard that if there's nobody at the table, what they're going to do is they'll have a third camera that'll just be on the dealers and it's just going to be interpretive dance when there's nobody at the table.
Right. Okay.
And I think if it's Excalibur, I don't know if it's going to be jousting is like the theme of the dance.
Right. Probably some medieval type theme.
That's what I'm guessing. Yeah. But, the great thing about this is it could be anything.
Right.
That's if nobody's at the table. And then if one person comes up, then they all go back and it goes back to the stationary cameras.
Yeah. It'd be neat to be that one person have focused in on you.
We might want to think about doing that if it's on, maybe heading out there just for a Tuesday night, maybe fly out there early on or like a late afternoon Tuesday.
After work.
Although I guess now that I think of it, this would be Eastern time. Yeah, we might need to think about this.
Yeah, what's the
because it would start at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 Eastern. So
right, and you probably have to get there at least by 4:45 to get on a table.
To get on, yeah,
because Excalibur is a fairly busy casino.
Yeah, especially all right, we need to think about this.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We need to think. All right, let's move on to the poker home game segment. This is the part of the show where we talk about poker games that you wouldn't find being dealt at a poker room in a casino, but that you might play with your buddies when you get together for a home game.
All right.
And this game is called Tabletop Puncher.
Tabletop Puncher.
Yeah. And here's how it works. It's everybody antes. But here's the thing. Every other person antes $1. So starting with the dealers to the dealer's left, that person antes $1. Okay. And then the next person antes $5.
Okay.
And then the next person $1, next person $5, and so on. Yeah. So on. And if you've got an odd number of people, it's still every other person, deal like that. And we've played this.
Yeah, we played this a lot.
You played this. Everybody gets 10 cards down. And you can look at your cards, right?
Right.
Every heart that you have to flip up.
Okay.
Right? So some people have more cards flipped up than others, right?
Right. Depends on how many hearts you have.
Yeah, exactly. So let's say you've got like 9 players at the table. Okay. If somebody has the 3 of hearts, they're out.
Right.
Okay. If nobody has the 3 of hearts shown, because, it could be that the 3 of hearts is still in the deck.
Right, sure.
Right. Then it's a redeal.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Right. So that's kind of like a Queenie type of game where there's a killer card that redeals the deck.
Kind of, except in this case, it kills only the person who's there. And if you don't see it, it kills the game.
Right.
Right? So that's how it goes.
Right. So you're kind of hoping for it not to be shown, so the game will get killed and start over.
Right, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, and then hope that you're one of the guys that puts in $1 and not the $5.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because that's a good point. I forgot. Right, if nobody has a 3 of hearts showing, you redeal. Everybody has to ante again.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that ante again that kills you every time.
Right. And the person, this is the thing is the person who anteed the $1 last time also antes the $1 next time. So the person who's anteing the $5, they're losing quite a bit of money early on in the game, right? Yeah. So, okay. So anyway, you deal 10 to every player. And, as long as somebody has dealt the 3 of hearts and they've flipped it up, they're out and then the game continues. Right.
Now, what if somebody doesn't flip it up, doesn't realize they have it, makes a mistake and keeps it down?
That's fine. Yeah, they can do that.
They can do that.
That's okay. Yeah. And then that just kills
the game will continue.
That kills the game and the game continues. Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. You can do that.
So either way, the game's killed.
Yeah. Right. well, no. If he shows the 3 of hearts, he's out for the rest of the game.
Just him. Right.
But if he doesn't show the 3 of hearts, then
we redeal.
You redeal because nobody showed the 3 of hearts. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty good strategic move.
Oh yeah. I would recommend that. I'm trying to think of situations where you might not want to reveal the 3 of hearts. I guess, I don't know, 50% of the time. I don't know. That sounds about right. So once you've dealt all these cards out, then, you discard 5 of your cards, and it's not you who discards. It's the person across from you. Okay. They just take 5 of your cards and just throw them into the mug. Right. And it can be some of your shown hearts or not. It's just, they just discard it, right?
Yeah. Now, what happens if there's like say an even number of players and the one person who showed their 3 of hearts was out, then he was supposed to muck somebody else's cards. What happens to that person?
Oh, okay. Good. Because that does happen quite a bit. Yeah. I always forget this rule too. In that case, the dealer has to find the closest piece of food in the room. Okay. And I mean, there's going to be some kind of food. If it's not in the room, then they have to go to the kitchen or whatever. And then they have to force feed that food to the person who's out, kind of like a baby. Okay. They have to have like a little spoon and kind of force feed the food. Now, that's the weird thing is the food could be anything. It could be Cheerios. It could be good. It could be candy, right? It could be cat food.
Right. Could be cat food. There's a lot of different kinds of food.
Right. Exactly. So that's the case there. All right. So then after that, everybody's got 5 cards, right? At that point, I forgot about everybody ante at this point, right? But now this is the betting round.
No, yeah, right.
Okay. So starting with the person the dealer's left again, he has to bet exactly $2.50. Okay. He has to. It's almost like a blind.
Right.
The person next to him has to raise to $5, and then everybody has to call.
Right.
So it's basically $5 from everybody, right?
Okay.
And then you turn over your cards. And whoever has the best poker hand is out. Okay. Right. Whoever has the next best poker hand gets 2/3 of the pot. And then whoever has the worst poker hand has to take that the last third of the pot and give it to the guy who got the 2/3 of the pot. Mm. And that's it. Yeah.
Well, it's plays simple enough.
I think it's fun. That's the thing about it is that it's fun. And you won't see it in the casino. As far as I know, you won't. Yeah. I haven't heard of a casino ever dealing it.
No. Well, you know why? It's that $2.50. They don't have $2.50 chips.
Oh, a lot of them don't.
Yeah, a lot of them don't. Yeah. It makes it hard.
Yeah. So that's Tabletop Puncher.
Yeah.
And if anybody else has a poker game that they'd like to talk about, drop us a line.
There are versions of that too. So if your home version is a little different than ours, feel free to, let us know.
Yeah.
951-2-WAGERS.
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 That's our number. Give us a call and, let us know if you have a variation on that. Sometimes we play at baseball.
Right.
Where 3s and 9s are wild. Oh, and you could there's multiple versions.
All sorts of ways that you could do it. I mean, I don't, exactly.
Right.
You can do whatever you want, high,
some
low.
people like the 4 of hearts as the killer
card.
Right.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense to me. It's ridiculous.
Why you play that way. But I mean, some people like it. That's fine.
Yeah, people do it.
If people like it, that's fine. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Be sure to call our hotline, like we said, 951-2-WAGERS, or you can drop us a line at youcanbetonthat.com. And Mike, anything else?
Nope. I just go Padres. I'm really hoping to win that bet.
It's almost a given. I think you're going to do fine.
Yeah.
So, okay, very good. Thanks for listening.
Good night.